y'all? It is me, the Gloss and Ramley. What is up today? Today's going to be an all-natural men's and makeup tutorial. And also, today there's going to be no eyeshadow or any mascara or just any really eye products involved typically because this is going to be all natural. It's going to be more about the face, more about the skin. So, just wanted to get out of the way before we start. Now, I already did go ahead and apply some primer. I applied the Wet n Wild face primer. It is matte and it does have the consistency. I'll open it actually for you. It does kind of have the consistency almost like thin moisturizer. However, it is really moisturizing. It really does make your skin feel like super smooth and just get it nice and ready for any makeup you're gonna overlay on the top. So next up for foundation, we're gonna go in with the Sephora brand oil-free foundation. My shade is 31 Almond. And what I like about it is oil-free, so it's good for those who have combination skin and those who have oil skin, so you don't have to worry about oil and if it could cause your face to break out or not help out with acne, it has you covered. And I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender and a stippling brush, and we're just going to go to town. Alright, next we're going to go in with some concealer. I'm going to use the ELF, once again, another nice, affordable drugstore brand. And my shade is in the shade medium. So we're going to go with that. Now, I like to apply this on the tip of the nose, under the eyes, and on the chin and the forehead. So you guys are just going to see how I'm going to do that. So first I like doing a strip down the nose, sometimes on the sides, a little bit, sometimes help with contouring on the chin, and on the upper lip. And I'm going to use it a little bit on the forehead. And of course, probably the most, I also like to use it too on the cheekbones too for that nice kind of contour line. And I do it under the eyes. Now the method I do for under the eyes, I do the infinity triangle method, which is basically a makeup method that allows you to really highlight or at least cover a lot of the under eyes, because the under eyes can sometimes have dark circles and or wrinkles. However, obviously me, I don't have any wrinkles, but sometimes I do get dark circles if I don't really sleep that well. And time to use it on the cheekbones. And we're just gonna blend that out. Alright, all done with concealer. So now I'm gonna go in with some powder. I like to go with powder to set the face, so I'm gonna go in with the It Cosmetics pressed powder. Honestly, all it is just your average pressed powder. It is my skin tone. This is the Bye Bye Pores powder. And it does actually come with a little cotton thing. I only use this just to pat this under the eyes like so. And then I use the rest to set the whole face and my neck. I want to be careful with this product because sometimes you can get way too much powder like I did. So just a note, a little goes a long way. Alright, now that we're all done with the powder, now we can go and contour. So for contouring, I did bring my Profusion contour palette. I love the holographic packaging. It is just fire. And these are all these shades. See, one's like kind of more like a powder highlight shade, and then the rest of your different shades of contour for different skin tones. Probably, honestly, what I go in is I go in with this one, the darkest shade here, and I go with the light one here. And I'm going to go in with that with a kabuki brush and contour brush. This one is a Lorac brush, but the label did peel off, and then the kabuki brush is just a kabuki brush. So, we're going to go in and contour. After that, we have now set the face. First, for men's contour. Men's contour is a little bit different than women's contour. Men's contour is kind of more angular and more focused on the shape of the face. As is women's contour, however, men's is a lot more, I should say, structured. So that is how men's contour does differ, but it doesn't differ that much. So first, I like to create a nice little sharp line going from the cheekbone up until right about where it meets my eye in the center. Now I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. Now I'm just going to define my jawline. And now here's the part where men's contour. So normally with women's contour, it kind of just rounds out right there. However, with men's contour, you want to connect the cheekbone with the jawline. So kind of like this. Now, the reason why I kind of angled it like that is because personally, I don't prefer it to just divot straight down when I'm connecting the two contour lines, unless you do have a straighter face shape, but I do not. So that is why I kind of angle mine a little bit when I'm connecting. But if you do have a straighter face shape, you could probably get away with that. So. And just going in in the forehead. just to get that smaller forehead line. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it out with my kabuki brush. Okay, now we're going to focus on the small contours of the face, which is the upper lip, the nose, and pretty much anything else you might want to contour that is kind of a small feature. Now, because of that, I don't really like going in with the big contour brush. I do prefer going in with like a smaller brush. So I honestly use like, this is supposed to be like a thick kind of eyeliner brush, but I use it for the small features of my contour just because I really like the way it works and I like the little flat head it has. So just going to do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and outline it. And then we're just going to blend. Alright, and now I'm just going to blend it out. Now, if you want to take your contour to the next level, honestly, the next step is to go in with some baking powder. Now, I use the Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder right here. Try to get in focus. I like this powder because it's very fat, and honestly, there's a lot of product in here. And I like using that to possibly I like to use that to bake the contour areas so that way your contour will actually turn out sharper and cleaner. So that's a plus. So that's what we're going to do now. Now, I don't really necessarily have a huge method on how I do baking. I kind of just dump a lot of powder in my hand, rub my beauty blender through, and just kind of patch it on. Now you want to get good, at least a pretty decent amount, just like that, on your beauty blender. However, if you do not like this as much, definitely go in with a powder brush instead. If you do not want it to be as noticeable, definitely go in with a powder brush instead. However, I like my shit to be noticeable, so. And just gonna do the same thing to the other side. I also like to go in with the under eyes with the baking powder too. Personal preference. Once again, just taking that bit of powder, rubbing my beauty blender through. Oh, we did get a little bit of my nose. But that's fine because Now guys, this is just a lot. I like to use a lot. If you want to use less, definitely use less. Now I just like to go in with this on the sides of the nose because this will definitely help you contour the nose. And we're just gonna let that bake for 5 minutes, and I will be back with brows done, and then we'll move on to the eyes and gloss. Hey y'all, I am back. I already did both my brows off camera. I did wipe off baking powder with this big brush here, and I also used my kabuki brush. So jumping right back into the tutorial, we are on the last steps, so that is great right now. So honestly, we're gonna go in with some highlight. Now, honestly, I did grab my highlighter brush. However, I also grabbed this new product that I got as a Christmas gift, and I have used it a few times here and there, but I do like it because of its natural effect, which is the ELF jelly highlighter. It literally, this stuff looks crazy. Literally has, it's like a putty. It's almost kind of like a putty, and I believe the way I applied it was I just went in with a clean finger and I just kind of dab it. So we're just going to do that to get that natural highlighting effect. And if anything, we can tone it down with this right here. Oh wow, that is really pretty. Now that is a highlight. We're just going to do the same thing to the other side. And we're just going to go a little bit on the nose. This stuff is kind of hard to work with only because of its like putty kind of formula, which is why I don't want to like too much. I'm actually going to dab a little bit off because I don't want it too much as I do like this highlight. A little bit on the chin, and we're going to do a little bit on the forehead here. Alright, and now I have another new product I want to go in. Now, this is only to make the skin really glowy. That's why I like using these products for natural looks, because typically when you're going for like that natural skin look, you want to look really like light and glowy. So, I'm going to go in with the Glow Primer Stick. There's cocoa butter in this. It says you can use this paired over with your foundation, which is what I'm going to do. I'm only going to do a little bit though, like slightly over the highlighted areas. So we're just going to go over the highlighted areas a little bit. So, ooh, this is very cold to the touch. It says you're supposed to blend this with the fingers. So obviously I'm using clean fingers. And I'm just going to blend that in. Now using that same highlighter and glow stick, I'm going to do that over the eyes, kind of to create a glossy eye looking effect. And now we're going to go with the glow stick and just do that lightly over the eyes too. Alright, And now that we're done with that, now it's time to move on to lip gloss. Now, honestly, when I'm doing like all natural tutorials like this, I just like to go in with clear lip gloss. This is the Wet n Wild. I know it might not look so clear because honestly, guys, I've used this a lot of times. And if anything, I think I'm probably going to layer it over with the Victoria's Secret's Get Gloss. I like this one because this one's very shiny and it has a lot of reflective lightness in it. However, if you are going for a more natural look, definitely go with the clear gloss. So we're just going to go to town. That we put on that lightly, we're just going to layer over the Get Glossed one and see how this works. Alright, and now the final step is to apply setting spray. Now because this is a dewy glowy look, I'm going to apply the ELF Glow Dewy Mist setting spray. This setting spray has coconut and argan oil in it, which are both really good oils for healthy skin. And honestly, it's just going to give us that nice dewy effect. So I'm just going to spray this on real quickly, and I will be back. Alright, you guys, so this is the finished look. Really nice, really glowy, all natural, and I really hope this will help you guys out there who are into wearing makeup, but just, you know, maybe you might not like eyeshadow or eyeliner. Personally, I do, but I know all guys out there are different, so I really hope this will help you guys out there who are trying to achieve that natural, nice makeup look without wearing too much. Honestly, I really like this, surprisingly, because of how natural it is. Typically, I don't really go for those kind of looks, but anyway, enough of me blabbering on. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. I will leave everything in the description, and I hope you guys had fun, so